Hey guys, it is Sunday, and that means it is time for yet another Rockzilla's Weekly Roundup podcast video. Today it is Sunday, February 21st, 2021, and I want the beginning portion of this video to serve as a channel update. Unfortunately, this past week I did not have time to sit down and do any videos. This is my first video since my last Roundup video, which is unfortunate. But yeah, you know, I gotta say this. I want to make sure that I say this, especially to my newer subscribers who are new to the channel, and to you new regular viewers out there. I don't have the time that I wish I had to do videos all the time, you know? It's a stinker. It sucks, but unfortunately, I work full-time, and a lot of times my work schedules are all over the place with all these different start times. Things are not consistent where I work with start times, so unfortunately, a lot of times I come home, and I don't have time to sit down and do a video, and it sucks. I've got viewer requests from my viewers Donnell, Andre, and Sean that I really want to do. I want to get them filmed. I want to get them on here for you guys to be able to hopefully enjoy. You know? But unfortunately, a lot of times, I don't have the time that I wish I had to sit down and do those videos for you guys and for everybody else. Truth is, I actually had a two-part mini-series that I wanted to film and get ready and have done between last week's Roundup video and today's Roundup video. That obviously didn't happen. Truth is, there's at least one video that I would like to do about the Jacksonville Jaguars. I might even make that a series. Then I want to do a reverse retro video of some or two for my viewer Donnell, which is a viewer request. Sean has a long-time viewer request that I keep having other things coming up that I'm tired of putting aside that I want to get done. Yes, Sean, you do have an old request that I've never gotten around to, and I still remember it. I want to do it. And I intend to. Also to my viewer Andre. He recently showed me an interesting article. And thank you for that, by the way. I want to make sure that I do my little two-part video series for you. Yes, I have viewer requests that I want to turn into videos. So, got to find time for that. There is a two-parter that I do want to do, and a Jacksonville Jaguars, probably a mini-series that I need to do first. Because there are things that I really want to talk about, and they are significant. At least in my opinion. And when I get around to those, I think maybe the Jaguars ones will be a little bit more on the fun side. They're kind of old news anyway, what I'm going to do, but I want to talk about them, get them on the record, get them done. I think it'll be good. But then there's maybe a third video that I'd like to do that I think might be interesting. It might be worth your time. We'll see. We'll see what I do there. But yeah, ow. Frick, my jaw. Ow, damn. Popped my jaw there for a second. Not popped. Sorry. But yeah, you know, it's a bit of a nuisance. That a lot of times I do the best I can with the time I have, and a lot of times it just doesn't work. It sucks, but unfortunately that's my current reality right now. What else did I want to talk about? Lately, I want to talk about a couple videos of mine that I've filmed recently. My Bengals video talking about the fact that they're finally getting new uniforms, which is great. And also my rant about the Vegas Golden Knights wearing those hideous gold buckets with their home uniforms. See, I think that if Vegas tried those gold helmets with their new gold alternate, I agree with the people who say that it's a very Vegas thing to do. But also, I'll say this. I actually think it has the potential to maybe look okay with their alternate. But to wear it with your home uniform, it looks out of place. It sticks out like a sore thumb. It's terrible. Like, for Christ's sake. Vegas, you know, for doing it for one game, whatever. But now they've done it for at least a couple. And for Christ's sake, Vegas, dear Golden Knights, either put the gold helmets with your alternate gold jersey or don't use them again. You know, I don't get the Golden Knights' decision making there. I mean, for the alternate uniform, I think it would work. It'd be a fun experiment, at least. I mean, I would prefer if they didn't wear the gold helmet at all, but since they've gone out of their way to make them, and wear them even, I think they should try them for at least one game with their alternate jersey. I think it might actually look all right. But, yeah, you know, it is really baffling to me that the Golden Knights would do something so ugly. And their home uniform is actually a fairly decent uniform. It's by far and away the best uniform that they have, in my opinion. I mean, their reverse retro in that outdoor game that got delayed till midnight Eastern last night, which I was actually able to see that game after I got home from work, which was a nice change. The red jersey actually looked okay. But would I want the Golden Knights to make that a full-time third? No. But I actually think it would be cool to see the Golden Knights maybe do a red alternate jersey after their gold one's time is done. That would be interesting. Because I think the red with that bright, unique, metallic gold color that the Vegas Golden Knights use might actually look very good. The only thing is I'd only want to see that jersey use black and gold and zero steel gray. I don't like the gray on the reverse retro at all. But the rest of the design, if it didn't have the gray, it actually would be better. I don't mind it. It's not my favorite uniform, but it's not the worst uniform I've seen either. And speaking of that outdoor game, it was great seeing the Nordique's iconic sweater on NHL ice again. Although the colors were redone in Avalanche colors. But I will say this. The reverse retro does not beat the original white jersey. Especially the early 90s, early to mid 90s version of it, where it actually had the red accenting around the numbers. The blue numbers on it looked out of place to me. I wish that they would have done the numbers in burgundy with blue trim. That to me would have been better. But it was, for a reverse retro design, it actually looked alright. I just wish that Colorado would have done a reverse retro uniform that wasn't a Nordique's design, because I really want to see an NHL team in Quebec City use that classic, iconic design again. I think Quebec deserves a team. You're never going to hear me not say that. Until, or unless, they get a team of their own again, which I think they should. But back to the Golden Knights video, though. You know, I gotta say, that it actually looks like for the first time in over 3 years, I might have a video that finally breaks 1,000 views and ends my 3+ year drought. That is so exciting. You know, I can't even begin to tell you how excited I am about the fact that this might actually finally happen. If you look at my most viewed videos, I haven't had a single video made since January 1st, 2018. And feel free to go into and look up most popular videos on my channel to fact check that if you want. But not a single video made since 2018 has broken 1,000 views on my channel. And the fact that right now there's a couple of videos that might actually hit that point, it means so much. It's just, I mean, I'm absolutely just over the moon happy that I've even gotten this close. That 2 of my videos have gotten this close. And I hope that everybody who's watching them are enjoying them. I really do. But you know, to finally see that, it would be so damn nice to finally bump that slump. It really would. Also, what was I going to say too? I want to talk about some of the reverse retro uniforms I've seen other than the Golden Knights and the Avalanche that I just referenced. I did see the Coyotes reverse retro. I honestly hope that if that franchise can figure things out and stay in Arizona long term, that the Coyotes eventually switch to wearing purple as their main color and adopt purple, because the purple looked great. It was also nice to see a hockey team wearing purple in the NHL for the first time in years. It's been a nice treat. It really has been a nice change of pace. And it's great. And something else about the reverse retro that the Coyotes have worn a couple, I think once or twice recently. Maybe just once, I can't remember. But, you know, it was such a... It was just such a nice change to see a team wearing purple. But what I also liked about it, too, was that the colors of it reminded me of the Phoenix Suns. And I actually think if the Coyotes adopted a similar color scheme, that could be a great look for them. I mean, that desert landscape uniform is such an untraditional uniform, but I thought it actually looked pretty decent. I love the color. Speaking of purple, the Kings recently debuted their reverse retro. It's not as nice as I first thought, in my opinion. There's little things about it that I'm not completely sold on. But the biggest thing for me is the white numbers inside of the yellow striping. Those numbers needed to be purple. If they fix that, I actually think that that uniform would be a great new alternate jersey for the Kings. I mean, I've always been a big fan of their current gray alternate, which is the truth. I've always felt that it's been the best of the Kings' main 3 uniforms, but I would gladly take that purple reverse retro as a full-time third. It's actually a nice change, and I like seeing the Kings wearing purple at least once in a while. I know there are some people that would actually like to see the Kings go back to wearing purple full-time, and I don't blame you. Purple's a great color, but for me, after seeing the Kings wear 2 Stanley Cups in the black, white, and silver, not only do I think that should be their primary color scheme for good, but also something else too with the Kings. I actually think that the Gretzky era white and black uniforms are the best uniforms the Kings have ever worn. They're my favorite. And if they brought those back and maybe even managed to sneak in a little bit of purple accenting on those, I actually think that that would be a great home away jersey set for the Kings to switch to. I mean, I think it's better that the Kings have added an additional silver outline to their logo on their home and away jerseys. I do. But the thing is that, you know, the logo having an extra outline wasn't the problem. It wasn't that the logo needed a new outline. The problem with the Kings' home and away uniforms is everything about them, including the logo, at least in my biased opinion. I think it's time for the Kings to make a switch. And I think they could easily switch to the Gretzky uniforms, especially when they're already wearing the white one as a throwback, which they debuted last season. And they will be also wearing this season, too, for at least a game or two, which I think is great. So if Los Angeles wanted to make that switch, I think they should. I think it would look terrific if the LA Kings went back to the Gretzky uniforms. Those are my favorite, at least. And if they did bring them back, but added a little bit of that classic form blue purple that the Kings used to wear, and are now finally wearing again with their reverse retro uniform, I would be a big fan of that. I think that would be a great home away uniform set for the Kings. I really do. And then if they could do a new purple alternate, something new, I think that would be great. I really do. So I saw those. The Blues wearing red. I think it reminds me of those fashion jerseys from the mid-90s, and I think Starter was the company that made them, because also I've seen a red Goathead Sabres jersey. I've even seen a red Lady Liberty jersey. Those were interesting fashion jerseys. I've even seen a powder blue Flyers jersey. Crazy stuff. But, you know, with the Starter... the fashion jerseys of the 90s, which I think were made by Starter. That's what the Blues Red Reverse Retro is essentially, from my observation. Taking the Blues crazy mid-90s design and flipping it in red is definitely a fun idea for the Reverse Retro program, but I gotta say, though, seeing the Blues in red after over 50 years of wearing nothing but blue, it's just not right to me. I mean, I think for a short-term experiment, all right, whatever. They've already done it. But if I had my way, you wouldn't see the Blues wearing red. I mean, I think that at the most, they should have taken that crazy 90s design, recolored it in navy blue even. I think that would have been the safest way to go. At least they'd still be wearing blue. Speaking of blue, I noticed that Montreal wore their reverse retro against Toronto. I mean, I've already been on the record saying that I'm not a fan of Montreal doing a blue jersey, even though I do think the blue jersey does look nice. I agree with you guys who feel that it's a nice design. Flipping the colors red for blue, it looks all right. I do think it's a nice design. But my issue is that I don't think Montreal should be wearing a blue jersey. Unless it's that throwback they wore in, I believe, the 08-09 season. If not that, the 9-10 season. Please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was the 08-09 season. You know, there's some things that teams should not do. Certain teams should not do, like the Blues wearing red. That, to me, is not right. Even though it's a fun design since they've decided, okay, we're going to wear red, whatever. It's too late now. But I don't think the Blues should wear red ever again, personally. You know, they were able to stop the trumpet jersey from making its debut in the 95-96 season, thanks to Mike Keenan putting his foot down saying no. I wish that the Blues could have done that again, basically 25 years later. But they didn't. I also wish that Montreal would have put their foot down and said, no, we're not doing a blue jersey, but they did. And there are a lot of Habs fans that seem to be very happy that the Canadians are finally giving them something new to see, a new design. And I respect you guys if you feel the blue jersey's great. I mean, it's a nice jersey. I just don't think the Habs should be wearing a blue jersey. Sorry, that's just how I feel. And you're probably not going to hear too many other people out there saying that, but that's how I feel. So, you know, since Montreal's decided to do the unthinkable and do a blue jersey, you know, if they wanted to wear it against Edmonton or Calgary or Vancouver or Winnipeg or Ottawa, whatever. But to wear it against your most storied rival, the Toronto Maple Leafs, who've always worn blue and white, with a little exception in the mid-40s, I believe, where for a season or two, they actually had red lettering inside of their logo, which is a fact. But, you know, for the Canadians to be wearing blue against Toronto, that to me was a massive no-no. That was just not cool. That was not right. I didn't like seeing that, and I think they wore it yesterday against Toronto. You know, I get the idea of wearing it on a nationally televised Hockey Night in Canada game on CBC, but, you know, Montreal wearing blue against their most iconic rival, the Toronto Maple Leafs, who've worn nothing but blue, with some exceptions throughout their history. You know, I just don't think that was right. I did not like seeing that. I did not like seeing that. I just did not like seeing that. Also, in terms of uniforms, I saw the Oilers wear that navy blue alternate. Yikes. I agree with my viewer, Sean. They need to go back to royal blue. What the hell? I see my phone is running low on battery here, so I got to wrap it up pretty quick. What else was I going to say at this point? Oh, yes. I saw the Canucks reverse retro. I think it's better than their home jersey. You might think I'm crazy. I don't blame you. But the Orca actually looks like the navy blue Orca logo actually suits the navy blue jersey base. And something else, there was finally a Canucks jersey that did not have that stupid corporate agency font. It's about time. Honestly, I would take the reverse retro and a matching away as full-time jerseys over their current ones, if that meant the end of the agency block font at the bare minimum. Now, personally, I want the Canucks to get rid of the Orca, and I'd like to see them go back to the early 90s skate uniforms where they had the orangier red and more of the marigold yellow color. But, you know, to see a Canucks jersey, a new design that actually has a traditional block font again, was a big breath of fresh air. I mean, I actually think the reverse retro is better than their home jersey, and I think most of you will think I'm crazy. I don't blame you. I know it's a minority opinion, and I guarantee it, but I mean, the away jersey looks great. The jersey itself is fabulous. The colors, the blue and the Kelly green, damn, it's a nice jersey, but you add that corporate agency font on it, the white stick and rink on the shoulders, and that Orca that's colored in navy blue that just looks out of place on that uniform, that looks like it does not belong at all. I'm not a fan. But the reverse retro, it works. It looks better than the original design that it's a reverse retro of. I like it better. I hope that hopefully the Canucks make it their full-time uniform next season as their home uniform, and then get rid of the Orca for once and for all. But obviously, that's my opinion, and I don't expect a lot of people to agree with me on that. And if you don't, hey, I respect your opinion. So, anything else to talk about in terms of reverse retro or any other news like that? I saw Ottawa's. It's a bit dull for me. It looks like it needs more white accenting to make it brighter. What else was I going to say? I did see the Flames reverse retro again. I'm not a fan. It just does not look good. It needs the red on the bottom of the arms and on the bottom of the jersey, of the body of the jersey, on the waist, to give it that brightness and to give it that original look so it doesn't look like the Canucks, or look like it's Canucks-ish. You know, I said it last week and I'll say it again. If the Flames want to do a Blasty alternate after this year, please only bring back the original Blasty jersey. Do not bring out the reverse retro again. Seriously. The Hurricanes did wear the gray Whalers uniform recently. It was so dull. I mean, it needed some type of white accenting or something to brighten it up. And it's just, you know what? Somebody said, I saw a comment where they said that the Whalers jersey should have taken the green Whalers jersey and flipped it for royal blue and done a royal blue flip of it. That would have been a decent reverse retro. The gray one, blah. I mean, at least Pucky the Whale made an appearance, great, but they should have done a royal blue flip of that green throwback they've been wearing. That would have been great. That actually would have been really great. Also, Florida did recently wear their reverse retro, and Tampa Bay did too. Both of those jerseys are better than their home and away jerseys right now for both teams, in my opinion. I hope that Florida is going to keep theirs around as a full-time third next season. And so they should. Besides that, though, guys, my phone is down to 12% here, so I better call it a wrap on this video. I hope you have enjoyed listening to it, and I'm sorry for not getting more videos done in the past week. I just haven't had the time to do so. I'm really sorry about that. I'm hoping to rectify that this coming week, hopefully, but unfortunately I can't guarantee anything. But anyways, guys, before my phone completely runs out of battery, I'm going to call it a wrap. I hope that this video was a video that you enjoyed listening to, and until my next video, you guys, which is hopefully not a weekly roundup in a week from now, take care, and as I always say, bye for now.